Alright, here we go. Jony Horror OnlyFans is going live in 10 seconds. Yes, it's happening. You hear me? It's gonna be nothing but man boobs, man balls, man butts. You ain't even be able to handle it. You are gonna go blind from your own excrement. You won't even be able to watch my videos. You understand me? You are not prepared for what you are about to witness in 3, 2, 1. I had you. Come on, you know I had you. For a split second, you thought, oh my God, he's actually gonna do it. He's gonna go through with it. But did you even bother to look and see what movie we're doing this episode? Or did you just see a thumbnail of Jony with his shirt off and go, click? Now I'm asking, do you want to see me naked? You're gonna say yes. I'm gonna say, show me the money. You're gonna say, how much? To which I will respond, if you have to ask, you can't afford it. April Fool's Day. It is the 1980s slasher with a fresh spin, brought to you by a dude who directed a movie that scared the shit out of you, a dude that produced a whole bunch of movies that scared the shit out of you, featuring the music of a dude whose other music scared the shit out of you, and stars the girl who kicked the most ass in those previously mentioned movies that scared the shit out of you. I'm not gonna do a blah blah blah, because once again, it's just kids going on vacation to get killed, and I'm tired of doing blah blah blahs for kids to just go on vacation to get killed. Come up with some new material, you jackasses! In all seriousness, they do come up with something pretty fun and original for this one, so if you have not seen this movie, go ahead and stop watching my review right now. Go put on this flick immediately, because the ending will have your jaws on the floor. Give me the good stuff. Listen, I don't know if it's good writing, good improv, good acting, or all of the fucking above, but every single one of these characters feels so natural, so believable, and above all else, likable, which at this stage in the game for 80s horror was a rarity. I just love all the April Fool's gags that the game consistently plays on one another. It keeps the viewer on their toes and says a lot about the friends and their friendships without saying anything at all. I don't know what move Chaz and Nikki are doing in the bedroom, but it looks fun. The twist puts this flick in a league all its own. I remember being pretty bummed the fuck out when people started dying in this movie, because I genuinely enjoyed all of these characters and did not want to see them fucking perish. But just like that, I was insanely overjoyed to find out that they all survived and managed to pull off the prank to end all pranks. Now, I tend to be the one who praises horror movies that go for the bleak, dour, depressing ending that sends the viewer home to rethink their fucking life, but I gotta say, it takes some major brass balls to pull the rug out from underneath your audience and let all your characters survive. Unless you're Scream 6. Ooh, burn. And now it's time to talk about the shit. How the fuck does Buck get that bloody prosthetic onto his face so goddamn fast? Listen, I understand he's supposed to be some sort of makeup man extraordinaire and all, but Jesus butt fucking Christ, unless Greg Nicotero and V. Neal had a baby that learned how to scuba dive and apply prosthetic makeup underwater in record time, you can consider my suspension of disbelief fucked. I've seen the film a handful of times now, and I am still not about that epilogue. I am a firm believer that the film should have ended with the whole gang in the lounge and not with the final scare. I really still don't grasp the whole importance of the Jack-in-the-Box and then Nan going all basic instinct on Muffy. Muff. Just seems a little odd and kind of weirdly sexual, and makes me think of that scene from 22 Jump Street.
Are we gonna fuck?
No, we're not!
Are we gonna fuck?
No, we're not!
Are we gonna fuck?
No, we're not! Go ahead and give me that rewatch. The slow pacing, minimal music, and general lack of scares definitely makes for a bit of a trudge right out the gate. And while I do consider this a fairly rewatchable flick, primarily because of the likable cast of characters, the more you watch it, the more you find yourself poking holes in its paper-thin plot. And as good as that twist is, once you know what's coming, the back half of the flick loses a lot of its luster. In a time of grisly, dark, and mean-spirited slashers, April Fool's Day stands tall because of its enjoyable characters, creative climax, and general lightheartedness. And while it is far from perfect, I can't think of too many films like it. Actually, now that I think of it, April Fool's Day is basically like if Clue the movie and David Fincher's The Game had a scuba diving baby that could apply practical makeup effects underwater in less than a minute. Because while the very idea is ridiculous, seeing it in action is a sight to fucking behold. Well, that about does it for this episode of the Jony Horror Reviews. I'm your host, Jony Horror, here to remind you youngsters to be good to one another, be half-decent human beings, and always remember, the 1st of April is the day we remember what we are the other 364 days of the year. What the fuck is that? Is Chaz smelling Nan?